watch your clothes. And when I'm through, why not have it go? Take your time, steady and you can do it right. Shoshie can enter my world, watch your clothes. And when I'm through, why not have it go? We paint miniatures. We paint miniatures. We paint miniatures. Turn on, tune in, hear what I say. Watch real closely, enjoy your stay. You'll see me painting from up above. And if you like it, give it mad love. Take your time, steady and you can do it right. Shoshie can enter my world, watch your clothes. And when I'm through, why not have it go? Take your time, steady and you can do it right. Shoshie can enter my world, watch your clothes. And when I'm through, why not have it go? We paint miniatures. 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 We paint miniatures.
And we are live, and my mic was on the whole time. It's Shoshie from Shoshie's Magnificent Minis, and thank you guys so much. I don't know if we're going to have a very big crowd in our chat tonight because it's kind of a surprise. I wasn't for sure if I was going to be able to stream today at all. Kind of had something come up, and I had to take my daughter to the doctor. She's fine, but it was like an appointment I couldn't miss. So, but yeah, so we missed this afternoon, but I thought, you know, I still want to stream. So, aw, Rainer, thank you so much for the subscribe. Hasn't showed up on my other screen yet, but thank you. Whoa, 12 months in a row. We need to hype Rainer, because that is a full year of love, mad love. Let's see if I can do this. Hype Rainer. Yay, thank you so much, Rainer. I can spell today. Jeez. I can't spell today. Here we give you some hearts. Wish you love. Hey, Dame of Dice just started following. Welcome. write that name down. Got followers over here. Game of dice. And then over here, we're gonna move it. I'm gonna say Rainer is a subscriber. Woohoo! And guys, if you haven't followed Rainer72, he is an awesome streamer, and I believe you're on like right after me tonight. I'm gonna be going for about 2 hours tonight. Here we go! Yay! 12 months! Woohoo! 12 months. Look at my finger. Got a new fingernail paint job that matches my screen. Had a follow in there too. Yeah, I got Dame of Dice right here. Awesome. And thank you for the cheer. Oh my gosh, thank you. I want to point out, see this number right here in the corner? 2,975. That means we're very close to having our 3,000 followers party and giveaway. So what happens is when that number ticks over to 3,000, what I'll do is I'll schedule a stream that we'll have giveaways and stuff and all kinds of stuff at. And we'll maybe even do a painted giveaway where I paint something on stream and then give it away. That could be a thing too. Critical. Oh yeah, you rolled a 20. Awesome. Nat 20. So yes, so we're getting really close to my 3,000 followers here. So if you have any buddies that haven't heard of me, tell them, because everyone will benefit. And then while you're sitting in chat, you're earning chat points, and the chat points help you get a better chance with the random number generator. Because the longer you're in chat, the better your odds are, because you got those points. Right. I set that aside. We're going to paint Aries. This is Aries from Kingdom Death. Isn't he magnificent? He's a magnificent mini already. So we built him on stream not too long ago, and hey, Nannalise just subscribed. Thank you. Where's my pen? I just set it down. Poop. All right, I'll use this one. No, that is not acceptable. I must have dropped it on the floor. Well, all right, I'm gonna use the other pen. Oh, I found it. Nannalise, it has been 11 months in a row. We've got some vets in the chat. Woohoo! Thank you so much. Yeah, we're very close. Oh, PewDiePie is the king. Thank you so much for the cheer. Oh no, you didn't. You can't do that. I'm sorry, PewDiePie, but we don't allow people to do that. Sorry, bye. We're gonna erase that. Yeah. You guys, one of the things we don't allow is self-promotion without permission. Not cool. Ooh. So PewDiePie is no longer in my chat. All right. So this is our lovely Aries. And Aries is self-promoting in chat, but it's okay because he's position. I'm self-promoting. All right, so we've got the different parts. I actually started painting his shield, and we're gonna do some similar things on the breastplate, so you'll get to see how exactly I did that. I'm gonna show you guys, and we'll have to paint the back of it as well. He's got an arm. Don't think Aries is living. I'm gonna read you guys what the lore says about Aries, the Knight Aries here. Aries Knights are exhaustingly quarrelsome. Positive traits. The strength of Aries' conviction is matched only by their belligerence. With every battle, their guard grows stronger. Difficult traits. The scabbing wounds of their ceaseless skirmishes form an ever-growing armor that tightens over their body, constricting muscles and bone. until it crushes the burning heart within. That's a difficult trait. Lucky number 99, the number of battles the armor will endure before it squeezes the knight into a pulp. And just so you guys know, the artwork by Michael Chang and the sculpture is by Thomas David. So this is one of 500 minis that I got from Kingdom Death. They're literal scabs. Oh yeah, that's cool. Jose Lu from 79. Hola, ¿cómo está? ¿Cómo estás or cómo está? ¿Cómo? Scab armor, yeah. So, but I wanted to show you the reference I'd like to use. I found this picture online and I love the colors. We've got blues and yellows, and we've got golds, and we've got creams and ivories and some reds. So I think that I'm going to use this as my color palette. We've also got like dark, sepias and umbers in here as well. So I think that that's what my color palette's going to be. And look at, I don't know if you guys can see this, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. It kind of looks like a mandrel's baboon's face. So you missed the Aries sales, pun expected. Okay, well, I know that they're going to probably come out with either a encore version of, actually, I think they'll probably come out with an encore version of him at some point, or maybe even an expansion. That would be excellent. I'm really excited because I collect the knights, and not only do I collect the knights, but I'm excited because I really like Zodiac stuff, and I love the idea that there's going to be a Zodiac knight, which means that I'm going to get 12 more knights. Okay, something esa de que marca figura. Mi español es muy mal. Okay, Tiger Stark says, now I want to see what the Virgo picture looks like. Yeah, just Google, I think I just Googled Aries, and I think there's a whole bunch of these that have Virgo, or Virgo and everything. Right. So Aries is a fire sign, I believe. And I definitely want to incorporate some red in here. So I think I'm going to make this cloak red. And the rest I'm going to kind of keep in these bronzy colors. And then with these horns up here, I will go with that bone color for the horns. Rid of this. And then I'm not sure, maybe the same thing will be red. This will be red as well. So yeah, we'll make all of he's got fabric on the sides of him, as well as the back, the cloak. So it's got lots of fabric. We can make red, which red is a tricky color for some people. So you'll get to learn my red mixture here. Look, Arbuckle's brown. I'm looking for here it is. Arbuckle's brown. What I want to use, can you guys see that? For my reds to start with. This is, what figure is it? It is Aries Knight from Kingdom Death. So you can go to kingdomdeath.com and you can use not for sale, unfortunately, right now. He was one of 500. So Pun Expected says, did I get Cyclops Knight? Yes, I collect the knights. I get all of the knights I can. I do have him. He's a weird one, isn't he? Yes. Brackened says it's Kingdom Death. Oh, she doesn't. I speak un poco español, and yo comprendo más y menos. Not too much though. Some words I don't understand. Okay, so I just put this is what happens when you put the fantasy and games colors on a palette that has way too much water. My palette has way too much water and it's getting everywhere. So I'm going to pour some of this out, just a little bit out into my water reservoir here. I've overhydrated my sponge, which is okay because it's better to have a little too much water to have to get rid of than to have not enough. And I need a brush. I've got a brush right here. I'm going to go ahead completely coat. I'm gonna do this one first. We're gonna experiment. So we're gonna see how, because this is on black, you can't see the paint because it's so dark. We're gonna start with a very dark red to begin with, to highlight up. Hey, Trillion, I'm on. I didn't know if I was going to be able to make it online tonight. We're going to paint Kingdom Death, Aries Knight. Trillion's getting really excited because I told her I would paint the Blessed figure on stream. I just have to figure out my dates and when I'm going to do that. Right. Once I have those dates, I'll put that on my calendar. Okay, so that is going to go and I'm going to set that down. Número dos. Hey, RJC TV. Good, everything is well, yes. There's some little white splatters on this. I'm just going to cover them up with my paint. I did not mean to get them on this one. So see how dark this is? Very dark. Yep, figure is Kingdom Death. That's the brand. You can go to kingdomdeath.com to find it right here. Kingdomdeath.com, where I got it from. There's a better picture right here. Yay, Legion of the Cow! My goodness, you made it. Yes, and also we're streaming at a time that a lot of people who normally can't make it are actually going to be here. I picked up the wrong thing. So we're painting red, beginning with scale 75 Arbuckles Brown. And again, this is just my way of doing this particular red. I like this. It's a burgundy. It looks almost black on camera. Burgundy, and we'll go ahead and highlight up to a darkish red. That. Okay, I know I have more fabric. We got fabric back here too. Now, notice that I've got all kinds of speckles, and you know what I forgot here? Hold on, right here. I have my Shoshie spiral so I can keep in the middle and stay on cam. There we go. You're sitting in a dinner at a restaurant. Oh, that's funny. And this is Orenthus. Is that how I say it? This is your first time watching me. That's awesome. Purple a little bit better on this one because it has the white underneath. The dark burgundy. A bit more. This time I'm going to put it in well palettes because putting this paint that's already so thinned out onto wet palette, I lose most of my paint. There we go. See, nicer. That is much more opaque. Geeky Girl Games. Yes, we are only 25 people away. 25 followers away from 3,000, which is our goal. So good. We just hit a milestone on Twitter. I have 1,500 followers on Twitter now. And I'm gonna be doing a Twitter giveaway. I just have to figure out how to randomly pick my followers from Twitter because they don't know yet that I'm going to be doing this. By the way, there's a belt buckle holding his two, I don't know what you call these, but like the hip armor together. So I'm going to tear down paint over that. Boom. Died. You just finished building this guy. Did you have any problems building Aries Trillion? Let us know. We decided to sub-assemble Aries, so we haven't officially built him yet. We put him on little dowel rods like this. And if his armor or scabs, am I going to be doing a lot of flesh tones? Does it really say that though? Stabbing wounds of their armature. Ooh. Oh, maybe we need to do. Huh. Then, okay, so if that means he needs to be mostly red, doesn't he? Well, we'll figure something out. I'm going to think about this for a minute. My whole plan to do his other, his armor with metals is out the window now. If he's made of scabs, I want to kind of be true to that. And so that means this color. Oh, I just got paint on my fingers. So who is it? Unexpected says, if his armor or scabs, am I going to do it with a lot of flesh tones? No, so scabs are not flesh colored, right? They're gross and nasty and gnarly looking. We will have to use red armor. Okay, we're going to try this. I'm going to thin this out. This is the same color I used just now. I'm going to thin it out into a glaze first and see what happens. I just glaze over the already thinned out, the already reshaded color. Doesn't he? Interesting. Yes, it's okay. A little piece of something. So yeah, his armor is scabs. Well, I'm going to try a few different things. I like that this is an experiment. This is my Aries, so I can do whatever I want, which means I can just experiment to heck. See. So because all I did was glaze, we've got our shadows in already. And that means all we've got to do left is highlight. Scabs are red and brown and dark green. Ew! Art of Mike Disney! Hey, everything is going well. RJCTV says, I recently started using scale 75 paints and you're having trouble keeping your thinner to paint ratio consistent, 1-to-1 with paint and Vallejo. Oh, is this for airbrushing, RJ? I don't airbrush much with my paint, so I guess I wouldn't be a good person to ask. 1-to-1 and Vallejo thinner seems too much at times, but anything less than just normal painting. So where is my thing? This is what I've been using. It's a brush pen, and it's got 50/50 water and flow improver on it. I think that's right. Where my flow improver is. Here, hold on, let me grab it. Oh, I'm sorry, it's drying retarder. True Flow is the name of it. Sax drying retarder. So it's 50/50 drying retarder and 50/50 water. And then when I need it, I brush it on the mini and then I paint the paint into it. Maybe if you tried something like that. These are Pentel watercolor brush pens, and you can get these. You can down below. I've got a Shoshie recommends box. If you're looking on a laptop anyway or a PC, you can see it, and you can see all of the Pentel brushes are in that Shoshie recommends. I need a paper towel. Oh, I'm all out of paper towels. Here's one. I always paint with paper towel handy. I need it. All right, so this is drying. I'm liking how the palette is drying. I can see my darks and my shadows really well. And you saw how easy that was. I just kind of thinned my Arbuckle's brown and let that go into all my crevices and everything. And let's see, I can do it some other places. Be a little bit heavy with the paint. There we go, that's perfect. So he's got pants on. So I'm guessing the pants are fabric, so we still need some kind of contrast. So I'm going to leave the pants to be a lighter color for now. Dragonid says, oh, so RC says, interesting, you didn't know that was a thing. I don't thin my, yes, I thin my paints. So the palette that I'm using, which is the Red Grass Games Everlasting Wet Palette, it kind of automatically thins the paints because it's putting water up into, it's got a membrane, but it lets water into the paint. As you can see, whoa, all my brushes fell. As you can see, this thins out the already thin Fantasy and Games paints a little too much, so I put these in a wet palette, and then I do thin that. I just use water, just water. Don't use any extra thinner. Let's do this leg. So this is just thinned right now with just water and the acrylic paint. Getting all those luscious lights and darks. Might need a little bit more. So if I'm seeing little speckles through, then I want to make it a little bit darker. Or add a little more paint, sorry, being specific. Beautiful. Getting in there. We're gonna make this, I'm thinking it's gonna have to be, I thought I originally was gonna do all metallic metals, but if I want his armor to seem like a scab, I'm gonna have to do some non-metallic metals on him. Or attempt to, but sometimes I'm not so great at it. And so Karachnid said, in my experience, it's better to use water or scale thinner than Vallejo thinner. Yeah, some of the scale paints reacts weirdly. I didn't know about that part, but I do know that, you know, the scale thinner is really nice with these products. It's, you know, they're formulated for each other, so. Already pre-colored. More water. And be brave. See what happens when I do the whole thing here. Now there's little teeth-like things. I'm gonna avoid those. There's a whole bunch over here. I'm gonna have to go back and pick all that out. But the bigger teeth, I'm gonna try not to paint right now. And I'm gonna leave these little things to be actually metal. So. Unexpected is used the brush pen a few times now for on model blending. It's an interesting tool, yeah. I learned about it from Julio Cabos, who is a master painter from Spain. He does all the box art for Scale 75, at least a lot of it anyway. That looks, guys. And so do you see how the paint runs down and goes into the crevices? And we've already done pre-shading, so there's not a ton I have to do. It's going to be a quick paint. All this back here, I'm going to use this is going to be more solid paint. That's going to get all covered up by the cloak anyway. Dark. I'm going to go ahead and just in case there's gaps. You've noticed some darker flesh tones have been coming chalky. Yeah, that definitely happens. The scale 75 line will get more chalky on you. That's why the Fantasy and Games line is a really good complement because it's more satin. If you use them together, or if like you use the brush pen, the retarder, and slow down that drying time a little bit, it'll chalk up on you a lot less. All right, keeping the head, I'm gonna go, yeah, I'll go ahead and make the face part burgundy also. And then leave the horns. Here's some, look at that. Leave the horns bit to be the actual color of the horn. Isn't it? Why it reminds me of a mandrel so much. Doesn't it look like a monkey a little bit? Back here, dark. Okay, so that's gonna dry. Go to the arms. There's kind of some spots that have a little bit too much white. I think I need to put some Bondic. Do you guys see where the there? I'll just leave it. See what happens. If we want to add some. So what makes the paint chalky is when it's basically having white in it. So past any kind of skin tones that have a little bit more white in it, for whatever reason, it dries a little faster. Makes these paints will chalk up on you a little bit. So I've found that you can either mix a little bit of the satin Fantasy and Games with it, or I'll use my True Flow, my drying retarder pen, put a little bit of this down while I'm painting, and it seems to help a lot. I mean, it still might chalk up on you a little bit, but that's why I like to have those. And then, like I said, it's getting really chalky. You know, I don't like to fight it. I'll just switch to a color that I know won't chalk on me. Yeah, it's the matte finish. I think that's what it is. That's what he's saying, is because the scale 75 does that. All right, I'm gonna go ahead, get this band. There's a band back here that I'm guessing would be a leather band. I know I went over part of the pants here, but that's okay. I can always paint over it if I need it. And there are some straps here as well. Get those as part of the burgundy. Hard to back here. And then Legion says, not to interrupt anything in no rush, but at some point could you show me what the chalkiness looks like? I can try. I don't know if I'll be doing pastels on this. We'll see. Let's see I have another mini, show people that on. You know what? Actually, yes. So this mini I've been working on, and for whatever reason, this beard has not been chalky. Maybe because I used, I definitely used some of this fantasy scale. I used a little bit of the Moonray Flash, but on this part where I used the Tenere yellow, it 100% got chalky on me. I was still able to blend it, but it looks very, I mean, it looks pretty chalky to me. Now let's see what happens. Try this. This is the high key yellow. The model, he does have heels. Almost all the male characters have crazy heels. So 1500s, exactly. Did you know that high heels were originally invented for men, and that women adopted them and made them part of their fashions, and then it eventually obviously fell out of fashion for men? But yeah, okay, so this is how I got mine to be less chalky. I think it's just the nature of pastels. Let me do a little bit of flow. This is the drying retarder right here. I put down a layer, and then I can blend into it. Nice. See, look at that. It's just a whole different experience. Because even this one, this is the satin. It still chalks up on me a little bit, but when I use that flow improver, drying retarder rather, it blends nice. That's slightly better. Legion knows me. He knows that I'm ultra impatient, and that's why sometimes my stuff chalks up, is because I don't have the patience to wait for layers and layers and layers. Gotta be done now. Hey, the Cyber Nomad, how's it going? You caught me because we missed our stream. I'm gonna put a little bit right here. This is the Flow Improve Splash Water. You missed the, we don't normally stream at this time. Now, I'm looking at this, and this light would not be going clear around this way, so I'm doing that wrong, but at least the blend looks nice. The OSL on this whole thing is just a little bit off. All right, I'm setting that aside because that's not what we were originally going to paint. Going well, busy day at the office. Finally home and able to assemble some stuff. Good. We're working on this guy, Aries. He apparently is a knight, and his armor is made of his own wounds. So he's all just scabs and wounds that have hardened into a shell of grossness. I love the imagery Kingdom Death gives. So I'm just going to take my glasses off for a second and look at this. He's got sleeves on this one too. I'm going to give it a little bit of a layer of burgundy. Genuine Vision, thank you so much for the host. Ah, Legion, you didn't know that's what you mean by chalky. Yeah, it just looks like it has a texture to it almost. It doesn't look smooth and slick. By the way, guys, if you have not followed Genuine, he just woke up. He is a fantastic streamer. and friend of the stream, sure, as well as Mike Disney, by the way. I give a shout out to the great Mike Disney, who I just found out recently does 2D art as well on his streams, which is pretty dang cool. Mike, did you know that I used to be a watercolorist? I used to be a professional watercolorist and do 2D for a living until I switched to mini painting. Para más agüita. So one of the things that really helps with your figuring out where your light's going is this zenithal priming. Right, that might give that another layer, but I'm going to let that first layer dry completely before I touch it. Now over here, this hand is not getting much light at all. I'm just going to give it a coat of the burgundy. Make sure it has a layer of paint all over it at least. You did know that, hun? I didn't know you knew that. That's awesome. Yeah. Oh, Orontheus, you have one of my paintings. That's awesome. I know I've had my little art garage sales at times. So some people have managed to snag my watercolors. It's awesome. Those things are very rare. All right, hand is painted. I'll put that down. What's left? We got this arm. Oh, good. Gonna get a much better look at the arm here. And I just realized there is missing a little spike. I think I might have to make a green stuff spike. Since I don't have one, go ahead and finish painting this, and then we'll make a quick little green stuff spike or something. Maybe with actually prefer Procreate 2-part epoxy putty that hardens, and I like it a lot better because it doesn't shrink as much as green stuff. I also happen to have it handier. You use what you have. I take that back. I know exactly where some green stuff is, so I could use that. You're a huge fan. Aw, thank you. Hey, and Lamunas. I'm glad everybody could make it. Like I said, I didn't know if I was going to have a stream tonight, so I'm excited that so many people were able to be here. Maybe we'll get some new followers. If you haven't followed me, look here in this corner, 25 people away from a giveaway party we're going to have on this channel. Put that down. Let's look at this. So I originally painted all of these solid burgundy. Now I'm reconsidering what the color should be for these. So yeah, everything is different. I was originally going to go with this color scheme. I like this guy, this little Aries. He's so cute with it. Now everything is different. Let me look up, see if I can find a reference. Oh, for Aries. I literally Googled Aries color scheme, and I'm getting all kinds of reds and fire colors. Cool. See. Oh, Aries. There we go. Right. Images. If you, oh yeah, Aries is like all dark browns and blacks. Yeah, okay. So, I've already got the good purple in here already. We need more of the kind of bloody colors. So we've got flesh color as well. So I'm going to show you two color schemes, and you're going to help me pick which one you guys think will be the best for this model. Okay, so the first one is like this, and then this, and then say this possibly, maybe. And then we've got the Arbuckles brown, which we've been using. Where is that? There's the Arbuckles. Did I stick it? Did I put it back? It is one of those days, guys. The whole day has been weird. Okay, hang on. I'm going to look on the floor because I feel like I dropped something. It is on the floor. All right, there's the Arbuckles, and then there's like I think actually Arbuckles might be the last one. Two color. Yeah, this is sort of the scheme that I've got that I found online for that. Or instead of take out, let's see, that, and then they also have like two interesting greens. It's like a bluish greenish color, kind of like a bit brighter than that though. I would say, so there's, and then there's one with a little bit more, this, there. Ooh, that's interesting. What do you think? We could go with the first one, which was more like, without the greens, added a peach instead. So this is a very analogous, all very samey, mostly all the same. And then this, we take out this one and out that one, and then we add the two greens, red, like a burgundy, and then Arbuckles brown, which is like a dark, this. Like the greens? I like the greens too, and it's like, who is it who was saying that sometimes scabs have some greens? Okay. Ram is too cute to be KDM. Aw, thank you, Mike Disney. I gotta read chat. Agent Deadpan just subscribed. Thank you. Oh my gosh, Agent Deadpan. That's right in your name. Agent Deadpan. Thank you. He's too cute. That ram is too cute to be KDM. Absolutely, I agree. Armor's made of his own flesh from hardening up. I want to add hits of yellow. Yeah. Go greens, more greens. Reshading with primer can be done with cans of airbrush. Yeah, Art, this is really interesting. Everybody needs to know this. Reshading with primer can be done with cans or airbrush. Not efficient to do it by something purpose to help speed up the colors you put over blank can. I don't know why it's censoring you. What did you say? Do all sorts of directions. Zenith lighting refers to an exaggerated form of midday noon. Yeah, but in the hobby it's default. So that's why I don't even call it zenithal. I call it pre-shading, because here I've got it in the front, down, and because you don't really know where light's coming from in Kingdom Death, you can kind of have this, you know, not Mobius, but I don't know what the word is. You don't know exactly where the light's coming from. Let's see. Skeins. I like this skein. We do. Where would we put, let's put the greens. Would it be two? Where could we put them? Maybe in here on his pants. Oh, I'm gonna mix some purples with it probably. Lateral highlighting, that's a good idea. Yeah, is it censoring you? I don't know what you said. By the way, I want to put Agent Deadpan to subscribe. Tier 3 for 5 months in a row, which is fantastic. And Agent Deadpan, you want to contact me at any time, because anybody in the Tier 3 subscriptions gets a half-hour of video coaching from me. But all you got to do is set it up. You gotta message me in order to get that. So if that's something you want, absolutely contact me. Let's see. This is Tindalos Red. I'm kind of leaning on making the cloth in the greens, but we might need, let's try it. Let's do this is Field Gray. I'm gonna adjust this color a little bit so we can get, yeah, it needs to be a little bit, how do I get, this is Merm Green. See what happens if I mix a few things together here. I'm gonna put the Field Gray on my palette. It needs to have I'm gonna add a little dot of Merm Green to it, because I feel it's like it's missing a little bit of blue for what I want to do. Brush, here we go. Brush. Oh yeah, that's it. Okay, so I mixed Merm Green and Field Gray. I'm getting that kind of slightly more blue-green that I want, because the Merm Green is very desaturated. We just added a little bit more color to it. Try this on the, let's try it on the inside of the cloak. I feel like I'll be able to, ooh, look at that. So, as you can see, it's super transparent. I don't know why. I think the reason why it's acting like that is that there's so much medium in it. We'll just do a few layers. Hopefully it will. I don't like all the brush strokes. Let me shake these up a little bit more. Feel gray. Let me see if there's a path. Let's see. What I'll do is I'll do the base in Field Gray and then add that other green on top later. That's a little bit more opaque. Much more. So do I just use black and white, or is black and gray an option? Yes, you can use gray, but you'll find that you're gonna need that white for a few things. What I'll do sometimes, instead of just using black and white, is I'll kind of transition. I'll transition from black. I'm gonna mix just a smidge of red in this, because red and green, well, actually, you know what? Help me get some dark shadows up in there, but it's not the right shadow, so let's go with the blue that I like to use for my darks. Go with corporeal shadow. It's nice and opaque, but it's also a nice neutral kind of dark blue color. So much you see being discussed that you want to understand. Okay, so what is it that you want us to discuss a little more in depthly, Trillion? Is that the Zen? Oh yeah, that's right. Look at this. So, wet blending this into the green right now. If there's some that you want to understand, please just ask, and we'll try to like break it down a little better. Sure. There's that green back. The wet blending it into the blue. Feels like a nice dirty green blue. It looks really dark on camera. It's actually much lighter person. The Legion says it's about contrast, so pure white and pure black give you the most contrast. If you use less contrast, grays to black will work. You can also use colors. That gets much more complicated. Yep. The colors, yeah, colors does get complicated. First, I just noticed there's a big chunk of either paint or something right here. See if I can that off. I missed it when I was building. More light. I need more light at the bottom because the light is actually hitting the bottom of the cloak a little bit more. Flip it. Flip it. I'm going to do the lights on here first, and I've already got kind of smudges of white all over the place. Notice that when I go over, ooh, see now that's covering nice. Going over that with my green, it covers the white better. It does on the black. All right, and a little bit of that corporeal shadow up here, turning it down into green. Back up. Now I go back with my green. See, and now I'm going to blur these. It's sort of, we're mixing it on the model. Scale 75 are really nice for wet blending way because they can be so opaque. All right, now that needs to dry. I like that with this, don't you? Because this red actually has quite a bit of blue in it. The red and green don't bother me. Jillian says, I'm going to have to watch this again when I get home, and you can turn the volume up. Yeah, so much is being discussed. I get it. Imperium says, and again, she gives the perfect answer as I asked. So, but Legion was one that actually answered that. I just read his answer aloud, so that anybody who is watching this on YouTube can still get the knowledge. So thank you to Legion of the Cow. Okay, and here I'm just getting in here with my light green, covering up pants. Don't forget to got these little buckles. Don't want to put over those. I take glasses off because I gotta see. There's actually a whole bunch of buckles down here, and very little pants going through that bit because this is actually another buckle. And a little bit in front. All I'm doing right now is base coating. I'm not doing anything special, but the highlighting is I'm using the highlighting as a guide to where my lights are going to eventually go. And it's up here too. Remember to put @Shoshie's Minis to get my attention if you want me to answer direct questions. And when my glasses are off, that's usually meaning I'm trying to get something in here before I answer questions. Okay, let's take a look at chat. Hey, Groovy, how are you? The Neptunian says, I didn't mean to thank, oh, sorry, I didn't mean thanks to all, just you answered a follow-up question as you were typing. Oh, perfect. That's always, I love it when that happens. Good, good. Yeah, a lot of people have the same questions as you. So even if you know, don't be afraid to ask stuff. If you think I've said it before, I don't mind repeating myself. That's fine. I'm going to add just a little bit of corporeal blue on this side because I feel like this side is going to have much darker colors over here. This leg is a little bit more forward. But see, the end of the strap of the ready. All right, that's a really poopy green. Really poopy. It's kind of grayish green. I'll tell you right now, I'm not going to end up with that green. So, let's add more blue to shadows and see if that's, because I actually do like that back there, but we don't have any contrast. Okay. Aries gonna fight me a little bit, I can tell. Let's see. Let's wait for that to dry. I'm thinking I'm either gonna go with this undead flesh color, which is actually even more desaturated. What could I do? Try this, pale skin. Puppy drive, now you can hear me, yay. And Ruby's doing decent. Got way into the property now without walking through the road. Took a year, quite a bit of money, now you can drive on, awesome. The music is ASMR. I've not heard that before. Is there Zeus model? This is Beacon, this is Aries. I feel like I'm very much winging it with his colors right now. Because I had to, let's mix some of this flesh with this green and see what happens. Looks like I get a very pale green if I do that, which might not be a bad thing. I'm not hating that, not hating it yet. I'm just sketching right now into the kind of roughing the color to see. I do like that actually. It needs to dry completely though before I mess with it a ton. Now that green has become a shadow color, but it's already a gray green, so that works. Got much better. Take glasses off. The tops of these crevices. These are bigger mini, so it's a little bit easier to see things on him than it is a 28mm figure. There, I feel much better about that. That's got better contrast. All I did was add a little bit of that flesh color into my already existing green base. I got a really interesting color. See? Quite a bit. Leave my blues back here because those are nice shadow colors. Just go back here a little bit and put a light. We'll just do a darker, add a little bit of my blue, my mix, so it's a lighter blue, but it's still a blue. Not the same color as the that green that was in the front. That can have a little green on it. Much better. The kind of poopy green thing was bothering me a lot. I don't stream on Monday nights, Charles. I had another thing that came up during the day, and so I had to skip my afternoon stream, and that meant I was, I still wanted to stream, so we went ahead and moved my time to alternate time now. So thank you for watching. Painting on my Aries from King of Death. I'm going to go ahead and fill in other strap that I missed. I want to know, is anybody else here in the chat painting along? Or just painting in general, painting something? Got a lot. That blue is very pretty, especially next to this. See this right here, we can make that into a highlight. I'm going to use that same flesh color mixed with my Arbuckle's brown just to see what happens. Woo. Yes, Flynn82, thank you so much for the follow. Here we go, Flynn. It. Welcome. Okay. Yeah. I was either that or skip, and I really wanted the stream still. Just a little bit. And then also I'm gonna host afterward, and I believe Rainer starts right about the time that I will be ending, which is perfect. Give Rainer a little boost as well. I'm hitting all these little baby highlights on here. Think about how light jumps. Something I learned. Be able to successfully fade this or not. Non-metallic metal, I was taught paint your edges. Just paint your edges, and then make the metal, make the light jump where it normally goes. Does that make sense? Like the light would be slide down this little spot here, would slide down that edge. And keep it smooth. Slide down the front. There, did you guys see how I did that? Ooh, look at. So what I did was I did this kind of, I'll show you. I'm gonna make it large so you can imagine what I'm doing. So I'm making my reflection and I'm making these little sketchy lines, this, because light doesn't stand still, it's moving, so we're creating that illusion. Something that I learned from Alfonso Hidalgo. He's the true master. And you definitely, if you really want to get a non-metallic metal class that teaches you the why and not just like the how, he is the person to go to learn from. And I learned so much. Not quite right, but my edge at least. So, yeah, I mean, Legion, I don't know if he exactly taught that, but I want to make sure I credit because I really learned a lot about metals from him. But again, I'm not an expert at this, so I hesitate to say he taught me because he taught me so much more than what I'm explaining, and I'm also not the best at explaining it compared to him. But I did learn from both Sergio Calvillo Rubio and from Alfonso is paint your edges, at least. I'm getting those in first. Trying to get the edges where I feel like light would be most attracted to first. We're not, and as far as your question about if the armor is made of flesh, would it look like metal? So no, but it's fantasy armor, right? It says that it hardens into armor, so I'm going with that. It's armor now. It may not have originally been armor. I feel like we need a mid-tone of something. Let's use this blood red and see what happens. Is it stretch time already? Maybe his diet is high in iron. Oh my gosh. Trillian wants to practice skin tones, so planning on painting 2 Yesbach minis from Mythic Battles. That went crazy. If I missed your question and you still want me to answer it, just do @Shoshie's minis at me again. All right, before I stretch, I want to try this with this blood red here. Highlight with this first on my edges, because it wouldn't necessarily show up on the straight purple. Thankfully, I put my edge already in there. And honestly, guys, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm making it up as I go along, and I'm seeing what's going to happen. This is what I call failing in public, failing with style. Because you got to fail in order to learn, right? And you teach yourself while you're learning. So if I get this wrong, okay, because we all learned something. I did that glaze right over that bright color. Gave us some depth. Sure. I like that a lot. 100% about this color. But I like how that works together. Almost makes the part of the armor look that much darker. The old fail faster. Lays it like a boss. Yes. Thank you. That looks nice. Yes. Let's try that again with the other side. This leg is more forward. There's going to be a few different highlights on it. Unexpected is currently experimenting using some metal medium in the regular paints while working on your DBK is Dung Beetle Knight, right? Yeah, that would be perfect because he is a beautiful beetle that would have all kinds of metallics in him. And, you know, and I'm not I mean, we might end up adding some metallics to this too, but I want to see how far I can get without them. Because I did add metallics to Shield. Where did Shield go? Right, but look at how that the matte with the shiny. Boom! It's like purr. Little purr. Kitten armor, but also have a quite metallic shine. Yes, exactly. I'm guessing my light source is coming from this side a little bit. I'm wanting to highlight slightly more on this end. Woo! As my brush leaps from my hand for no apparent reason. Edges. I turn it. Turn the model, don't turn your brush. Keep your brush the same. Try to anyway. Okay. Better. Let me take a stretch break. Let's all get up for a minute. Right? Get out of your chairs. Oops. Maybe I can pick up all my brushes while I'm down here that I spilled all over the floor. That's a good idea. Everybody else go ahead and stretch. Here we go. Oh, that feels good. Every time I spill something. Every time. Okay. That's what, while you guys stretch, I'll just, clean. That's right. Evanston, hey. A while back you won some minis for me. One was of a pig monk guy, and it had SFM molded into the resin. Is that Savage Forge? Yes, Savage Forge minis, Teviston. That is absolutely who that is. You can look him up. Inks, the metallic ones are unbelievable. Oh, that's a good idea. Okay, keep getting ahead of myself. I want to paint all these edges before I do my glazing. Ooh. I have to take glasses off for this or I'm going to mess them up. Now there's a tiny little hole in his boot, and I'm going to try to highlight it. What I need to do is go back and hit that one too. Put this edge. For a highlight, I would probably follow all down this leg as well. And there goes my brush jumping again. Oh, you know what? I gotta switch cam. Sorry, guys. Right, this is what I did. I just put this line on here, nose, and then I did these little holes right there as well. A lot of little filigree, tiny things and get on here. Like a little sketchy highlight on the boot. This side, still gonna get the edge. Oh. Thank you for the switch cam. So then Legion says you can do it a number of different ways. Different thing. Mix metallic into other paint. Glaze over metallics. Metallics over, you can paint normal paint over metallics. Lots of fun ways to do metallics or and that. Also, some people like to mix metallics. So if you look, this is kind of what he's talking about. I have metallics, but then I have flat paints in here for the shadows, and then I highlighted again with more metallics. So there's, I mean, like I glazed it. I did a bunch of stuff. So you can do lots of things with your metallic metals as well. Sort of do a demi-metallic is what I'm talking about. Now I'm going in here with my red over my highlight. Glaze it. The wrong brush right now. Brush seems to be acting up on me a little bit. That's what I need. So my glazes are acting funky. I have my brush pen, my watercolor brush pen. And what I'll go ahead and do is squeeze a little bit of this drying retarder in here, and it'll act like almost like a lubricant for my paint. And won't, so what's happening is that paint is drying out of my brush for some reason. Maybe it's just dry in my room. This should help a lot. So it'll smooth things out much more. Yes, it is helping. Much easier. Maybe because I'm glazing over that whiter paint, that's why it's resisting me. It was resisting. A little bit of Arbuckle's brown and fix a little stuff like that. And then I'm gonna go back in where I did my highlight on these little circles and fix those too, because they were a little bit off. Bit of drying retarder. Better. What I like is you highlight up and then you glaze it down. Right, that's basically what I've done here with these reds. And that's how I'm preserving my red color, and it doesn't look too pink, hopefully. So again, do my little sketchy part right here. Let that dry because I want those little kind of lines to be there. Putting back highest highlight. Edge and non-metallic metal is not easy for me. Something I have to consciously work at and think about every time I try it. I'm always second guessing myself too. That's not bad. Looking a little pink on me. But here I'm going to make this little sketchy line again. Definitely. Okay, let that dry. That looks amazing on just so whatever the camera is doing, it accentuates my contrasts. But actually, when I look at it online, it looks better than what I'm doing right now because I can see that I've had my contrast back in. Add in the opaque paints with the metallics can change the tone. Inks are also a great way to shade metallics quickly. Yes, Alirani they're really heavy and fluid, and they're also really pigmented too. Okay. Let's go ahead and I think I'm ready to do this little foot. See if it's dry. Yep, it looks dry. It's been drying super fast for me. Glaze, boom. Polythene has way better on camera, I'm telling you that. That's because I've got to go back and do these highlights again. Here, that is going to be a massive spot of light. See, slowly worked it up. Now I don't have good blending over here. What I can do is I can use a little bit of a texture. That's like this sketchy color that I've got here, just like this again. So funny because I originally wanted to do him in metallic metals because I knew it would be faster, and now I'm here picking at him with non-metallics, and I know it's going to take forever. The metallics are. Now I'm going back in, taking out my shadows because I need shadows to be dark, and I might actually need some blue in this. I'm going to go back to my corporeal shadow. This is blue. It's going to lay over that red, but it's going to read as a black because it's so dark. Anywhere I need that ultra dark shadow to be dark lined essentially is with it's going to be with this Corporeal Shadow Blue from Reaper. Made a difference, I think. Now. Currently, I'm using a skin tone to highlight this red. I think it's worked. Let's see what happens when I add a tiny amount of yellow. A little warmer. I don't know if it's going to work with this red or not. Seems to be a higher value than the skin tone. Sure. This is the Teneri yellow. See how it looks like in camera. It looks much better. Okay, so if it looks good on camera, it's looking good. Adding in opaque paints with metallics can change tone. Yep. Inks. We already said that about inks. Painting Cricks. You and the team rock. Awesome. Thank you so much, Painting Cricks. Here we go. We got another subscriber, guys. 2 months in a row. Woohoo! LR. Let me get this off my followers over here. All right, we're doing non-metallics. Non-metallic red. Who knew? That's what we would end up looking badass, guys, isn't it? Just time-consuming as hell, and I'm not the most patient person. Guess I better try to be a good example, right? Let's do a little bit. This is the yellow again. This is the, did I use Teneri yellow? This is Teneri yellow. I think I was actually using the high key yellow, which is, oops. Cyber Nomad, wow, thank you so much for the subscribe. I really appreciate that. Cyber Nomad, guys, is a new streamer. You should give him a follow. I just found him recently, and very good painter. Hey, thank you. All right. See, I'm gonna put some of this light skin down on my palette because it's nice and opaque. And I might, let's see what happens when I add that as a highlight instead. Ooh, that is vivid. All right, it's a little bit more orangey. Don't hate it. I'm gonna use it on my themes, I think. Parts that are the most sharp. I think that it's kind of working for me. Definitely feel like it's gonna need a glaze. So this is so different. This kind of highlighting is so different from, you know, your edge highlighting that you do on your whatchamacallit, your Space Marines, right? You're not gonna do the whole thing. You're gonna do the spot that has the highest highlight. So like boom, and then this is gonna fade down. And boom. This is my brightest part right here. look at that on here. Yeah. You missed all the stuff I did. Yeah, but we've got all this other armor. So far, all we did, we had pre-shaded zenithal kind of paint, but black and white pre-shading. And then we did a glaze of the Arbuckle's Brown, which is just this color, Fantasy and Games, and thinned it out so that all of the pre-shading shows. Now we're highlighting with a little bit of skin tones on the red of all things. Skin tones instead of white. And like I said, I said it doesn't, I don't 100% know what I'm doing, but it seems to be right too. Put it over here. Part of me wants to highlight this whole side because that whole edge is getting lit. Not that kind of lit, but lit from angles from sunlight. Okay, so this one has a lot more red. Let's try glazing a little bit more. Ooh, no, too much. Ooh. Okay, now I'm going in, I'm just hitting some spots of this. I don't want to get it all because I want to make sure to leave the midtones. I'm establishing some midtones this way. Yeah, way better. Side too, because just because something's dark doesn't mean it doesn't have some highlights. Let's see what happens when I highlight other spots with the red. Now I'm not even doing the edging, I'm just doing the red. It looks kind of good. That. I missed this little bit. There's all these little details down here. That. Am I on cam? Oh, my glasses on. Like, oh, that doesn't look like metal yet because we don't have the contrast. Red looks way better with the orange added, jives more with green. Now, I agree. It does. Way more. They also lightened that green a little bit, which helps a lot. All right, let's add some. I think he's right about the highlight. Gotta get these edges. So in the middle, that's the apex of this curve, right? And the top. Oh, there's a whole little texture deal going on down here. I'm gonna throw some blues. That. I think that's probably also another reason why it's jiving with the green, because we added blue to our shadows in the red. And then the green actually becomes a bridge color rather than a straight up. What am I saying? I don't even know words today. it's a bridge rather than just a contrast, like a straight up complement. Thin that out. So again, with this, I need the blue back in here. Crisping things up. I don't know why I say that, but that's how it feels when I'm painting it. I feel like I'm making things nice and crisp. Blue. That. I'm going under all of those lines. Let me see how that looks like. You see how this highlight's much bigger. And the reason why it's bigger is because his leg is forward. His leg is out in front, his leg is back, and it increases the illusion having one leg forward and one leg back. You need to do that also with this leg and this leg, because right now these feel like they're on the same plane. This is actually much closer. So what I'm going to do is add a little bit more blue to this leg. That's hopefully going to recede it a little bit more to the back. Recede it a little bit. May need to add a little punch. This one. Add just a tiniest bit of yellow. Like that does. Ah! Ah! Sorry, guys. I get a little carried away. Yes. I think that yellow does look really nice. It highlights of that green. It doesn't read as yellow, but it reads as a nice lighter color, just a neutral. What's the name of that chef that always does that? He's like, pop, bam. Okay, let's see. I want to make whatever this little deal is here, and some of these little extra pieces. I want to revisit our metallics. Where's my shield? I think I want to have metallics, little pieces of metallics on him. So I'm going to get colors. Got my tinny tin, my first base coat of this bronze that I like to make. This is definitely a recipe, and I don't mind sharing it because it's so easy. But all tinny tin, all of this. Nice dark brown metallic brown. And emerald, yes, emerald does it. The armor is looking pretty. Thank you, Lovable Kender. Oh, I love that name. What blue am I using for the shade? I am using Corporeal Shadow by Reaper Master Series 985, but you can use any, I mean, this is just like a dark bluish gray color. You can see that. So I think even deep blue by scale 75 would work fine. I just happened to reach for this, so where's my deep blue? I know it's here. You can use deep sea blue also. I think this is a dark blue. copper here. This is deep blue. That's probably a good color that would work if you don't have corporeal shadow. But I like the corporeal shadow. Doesn't have as much green in it. It's more of a navy. What was I doing? I was painting metallic. Let me get rid of this blue one there. Okay. Skinny tin. Here, just little metal bits that I want to pop, because when we get a little shine on these, they will pop. Let's do these little Aries symbols all to be metal as well. I'm gonna leave the big one. I like the lighting on that one. I'm gonna do just gonna do the ones that look like a full Aries on his knees. Okay, that looks fine. And then he's got all these little buckles. All these little buckles on his leg here. Okay, so then I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of a metallic line back here. Here. There's these little details. They really can pop. Oh, I'm not done with the reds in the back, so I probably shouldn't have done that. That's okay. I just want to see. Now, next color. Brassy brass. Bronce pulido, as they say in Spanish. Not coming out. I'm almost out. I love how thick these are when they come out of the tube. They're nice. Easy to thin them out. All right. I'm gonna hit these only where the highest light is, and the light's coming from here, so I'm gonna think about that. My edges, paint it just like you did the red metallic, right? So again, on this side only. Look how the matte versus the metallic, those tops. Oops, I just stuck my brush in the wrong color. Gotta rinse. Little tiny rivets in the tops. See if I can paint those with the metallic instead. It may not show up enough, so I might have to get rid of it. That's good, and we got these little, we didn't get these, the brassy brass, just hit the tops of that. I feel like I messed up over here. I see a little too much paint in one spot. Ooh. Now, do you see how that's going to look next to the shield? Let me show you one more time and put glasses on. Ruby says, I swear one of my paint manufacturer pet peeves is bronze versus brass versus copper. Yes, but they can be really different looking. Look at how that's going to look with just these little tiny pieces. Thank you, Mike Disney. Legion says, gotta walk the dog, get back to work. Okay. See him pictures later. It's coming on very nicely. Thank you. That's a big compliment from him. Okay. This is, again, oh, just noticed something. Under here, I don't have anything painted, so I'm going to get my corporeal shadow. I need to get my shadows all painted in. Neat. Like dark lining, right? Getting those shadows. Dark fits in. I don't even know if you can see what I'm doing. Let that just feed into there. That was my corporeal shadow blue. Now, again, back to the lighting. Remember, it's just rinse and repeat, guys. It's like, why it's boring. Rinse and repeat. That right here. Think about how the light's traveling down like that. See how I kind of use the side of my brush? Hit that. Thing on this side. I'm guessing there's going to be some light from this side, so I want to that. Just a few of those. Again, the light's not going to get all of them. That middle part. Now, go back with the red. Hope it's dry. Glaze, glaze, glaze. Now at first I had put that on before, but when I put the it's so much brighter when I've got that glaze on top of the peach. So boom. Let that dry. And we'll go back and get more highlights. You guys feel like you're kind of understanding how I'm doing this? Do you have any questions up to now about why I'm doing things the way I'm doing things? Now in this, I've got the highlight way over here, but that probably wouldn't actually be there. I'm going to highlight this side a little bit more instead. And then I don't know if you guys can see this, but there are little rivets have to be highlighted. And then there's these little, all of these little edges here. Metal. Now this is the part that gets tricky on his all of this is like mouth. It's got little teeth all over it. And for now I'm just going to skip that and I'm going to get this nose area. Just highlight the heck out of everything I'm trying to highlight. Using the zenithal as a guide because it's already there. Do these little such interesting, weird textures all over his armor. Okay, see that? Highlight up and then glaze back down. You'll always forget about blue shading red. I like blues and purples for shading everything. Arbuckle's brown actually is an amazing color to shade with. It's a purpley reddish color. And then if you mix this with a blue, you get this intense, really intense dark color that is not a black but reads as a black. Okay, see how he got his weird face thing and he's got these who knows what on here. I'm gonna go ahead and give those a tinny tin color. Metal. His Kingdom Death is weird like that. Oh, right, because he's made of, yeah. Maybe these are his, what am I gonna say? Because I don't want to get YouTube flagged. Rondels. Ruby, you get 5 points for that. That made me laugh. That's awesome. Bruubii. That's awesome. That's what we're going to call them. And now a little brassy brass. Now again, I'm looking, so when I'm looking at where the light is hitting, I'm going to turn it so that it's where this, I'm using my lamp as my guide for the sun. And then I try to paint where the light is already showing in the rondels. Rondo. Not bad. Not too bright. Not attracting too much attention. All right, now highlights are dry. Time to glaze with the red. Thin it out a little bit. The red's already kind of transparent, so it works out. Glaze over spots that I want to be read as red. And when I want it to be more opaque, pour in with more paint. Oh, okay. I didn't really creepy, isn't he? He should be disturbing. He's part of a horror game, so. Okay. I'm gonna see that's supposed to be light, not as dark as this, or not as bright. So. Doesn't have the highlight under it. Now we're gonna go in with the light color again. Smaller highlights this time. See? Like shingles on a roof. This is what Sam Lenz taught me. Shingles on a roof. So the highlights get smaller, but they get brighter. Making sense? Okay. See what that looks like with on the can. Oh yeah, it's not looking metallic-y just yet. Means I need to do a few more layers of contrasts here. My edges back. Also, do you notice how the glazing helps you keep things nice and blended? Overbrushing for you right there. Overbrushing is what I call dry brushing when you're not using a dry brush. Now, model a little bit this edge. Go with the really light skin tone color now. That pops it even more. Thank you so much for the cheer, Kakarot. So nice. Cheer any amount to get football amounts, so that's cool. Activated a football giveaway for 17 others in chat. Woohoo! What does that mean? Oh, cheer any, oh, so anybody can cheer any amount. And that was 1,000. Holy cow. Thank you so much, Kakarot. Let's give you some hype. Also, guys, if anybody else wants those football amounts, I think you get them for the entire month. The Kakarot. Here we go. Boom. I might actually cheer myself just so I can get the emotes. And yay! Did it work? It didn't work, did it? Give you some love. Mad loves. Oh, not cheer your own channel. Do football emote. Here we go. Here we go. Up. All right. Let's do the little teeth. He's got little teeth all up and down this piece of armor. Well, eventually, white. Really creepy. The teeth on his abdomen that he did to himself to make. Why I'm being quiet is because whew. Edge right there. All right, let's see what happens. I'm gonna have to glaze again. Glaze over here. I'm liking how, you kind of go back and forth until you hit it just right. Right amount of everything. Thoughts on Oh, look at all the. Yay, look at all the cool emotes you got. Flying football. All right, time to get the. Oh, you know what? It is 9 o'clock, guys. Let us go. I'm going to put this on. Here we go. So I want you to come back on Wednesday. We're going to do Wednesday, same times, 7 to 9 p.m. I'll probably be finishing him or working on him some more. I'm going to host. I'm going to see if he's on right now. Rainer is my buddy, and I know he's going to be on very soon, if not right now. Yep, he's on, but it doesn't look like he is live just yet. Oh, no, he is. Awesome. Here's my music. I'm going to go ahead, host him, rate him. We're going to rate him. First, I'm going to put exclamation point, mad love. And you guys copy and paste this into Rainer's channel. Okay. That work? Yes, it did. All right. Thank you, guys. I want to see you back on Wednesday, okay?
Shoshie can enter my world, watch real close, and when I'm through, why not have it go? Take your time, steady and you can do it right. Shoshie can enter my world, watch real close, and when I'm through, why not